Sunday morning feels like it's gonna rain. Hope you love me, 'cause I'm about to feel the pain.
Welcome to Christ the King Healing on Tap. Here we are again, and so we're meeting with Alain Charette. It's our pleasure to welcome you here, and so we're going to listen to his story of conversion.
Hi, my name is Alain Charette. I was born in 1969, so I'm 53 years old. I'm from Montreal, and in 1975 we moved to Ottawa. And I grew up in a very violent home. There was a lot of abuse to my mother. And at the age of 10, she left us, and then I haven't seen her since. And since the age of 4, I was sexually abused a lot. And so I was sexualized very young. And then by the age of 12, I started drugs and really got deep into drugs and stealing everything you can think of. At the age of 16, I left home. It was just too much. Couldn't handle it no more. And lived on the street almost a year. I did a lot of things. Things that are so extreme. Then by the age of 18 and 19 years old, I was with Rachel, my wife. Since grade 9, I knew her. I left school at grade 10. And I knew Rachel since grade 9. And then we had 3 children. And so all during the 90s, I was working construction, any job. I had no education. And because of my life, my childhood, I was a violent person, very violent, extreme, no patience, just a bad seed, a bad husband, bad father, violence in the home. And so by the year 1998, we moved to Alfred. Oh no, I did drug rehab when I was 25. And then I got clean. I did 6 months at La Maison Fraternité. So I quit drugs then. So by then I only had Justin and Emily. And in 98 we had Philip, and we moved to Alfred because I wanted to go take agriculture school they have there. I wanted to get a diploma in college, you know. But the student loans weren't enough to make us live, so I had to quit. I did 1 semester and I had to quit. And then when that happened, it's like I gave up on life. And within it, I gained so much weight. I was up to at least 350 pounds at one point. So I became a shut-in. So for 20 years prior to my conversion, I lived like a shut-in. There was years I had to ask myself, did I go outside this year? I couldn't even remember if I went outside. So I was living in shame a lot. I was so ashamed. I wouldn't go to school to embarrass the kids. My son graduated high school. I didn't go because I didn't want to embarrass him being public. But that's his dad, you know. So yeah, and then my brother in 2016 kills himself. And that really was awful.
Angels are flying, they'll seek out who's being real.
A year and a half later, I get cancer. Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 4. It was pretty bad. So they didn't think I would make it. And all this time, by the way, I don't believe in God. I was brought up Catholic, but I didn't believe. So yeah, in 2019, I get cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 4, and so I do chemo, and I still have cancer. So then they do stem cell transplant, and then that worked. And the day after we found out that I had no more cancer, my wife tells me, you got 4 months to find a place to live. So yeah, I was at my weakest. It was her opportunity to get away from this abused man. She should have left me 20 years ago. So I move out, and I rent a room, and 2 weeks later I get shingles. Like one of the worst cases they've ever seen at the General. I look like I had leprosy. My ear was so dry. My whole head, my ear, my neck, my side of my face was all like a one scab. I couldn't even move my neck. The scabs are about this thick, you know. So I go to the hospital. Again, I always waited till last minute, you know. I didn't know what shingles was, and And now here I am at the hospital, and it's been 2 hours after they've told me I might lose my ear, my hearing, and mobility in my neck. So I'm like, coma. They're thinking of maybe induce me into. So I'm freaking out. So here I am in bed trying to pull the blankets, and you know how they tuck in the blankets under the mattress, the hospital, and I had no strength. I can barely walk. I couldn't even climb stairs from the chemo and the stem cell. I lost 165 pounds. I was really weak. And I couldn't even pull the blankets, and I'm French, and all us French people like to swear. So here I am swearing, trying to pull the blankets, and I close my eyes, just really. And as I close my eyes, instantly, and I felt Mother Mary. She was at the edge of my bed. I felt her, and she touched my feet. It was that quick. As I closed my eyes, and as soon as I opened my eyes, I was sure I was going to see her. But I knew she was gone, not there. And instantly understood, God's real? God is real? And then having sent her, and I'm nothing. In the eyes of society, I'm a loser, though. I haven't worked in 20 years. I'm homeless. I don't even have a pair of underwear. They had to give me clothes at the hospital. Instantly understood that God loves me, the creator of all things, though. The whole story, and he's zooming in on. He cares about my smiles and cries. It's like I was an Etch-a-Sketch. Remember those toys, and he shaked my life. I was instantly all the stuff I've done. It didn't matter. He shook it clean and handed back my life to me. I understood he loved me, and not just that, he wanted me. He wants me. I understand that. I don't just feel it. I think that. I know that. He came to let himself be known to me, and he sent Mary. And I just needed that 1 second to change my life. So now here comes the shingles. I have shingles still, And that night, I had no pain yet. They kept coming in. The nurses kept coming into my isolation room. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I didn't even know how to explain what just happened. So I am laying in bed like this, and full, love. I'm loved. I've never been loved, man. So, but 2 days later, I started telling everybody, God's real, and I was freaking out, and I was even slapping my neck, going, look, I have no pain. I'm telling you, God is real. I don't know the Bible, but I know. I was standing on my bed, the pus, blood was. They were sending psychiatrists to my room and social workers, and they thought I was insane. And then they were telling me, you got to prepare yourself. You can't go live back where you were. Because of your health issues, you have no immune system from the chemo and the stem cells. So I was living in a rat-infested place. So now I was homeless again. But I knew from now on, God's going to take care of everything. So I kept telling him, no, I don't have to look for a place. God's going to find me a place. But Mr. Charette, in a month, you're going to have to go to the shelter, or you can't live where you're living. You're going to be always sick. And that whole month and a half at the hospital, I was on a honeymoon with God. I was looking up everything about Mary and everything, Jay. I didn't even know what a rosary was. So since then, 2 days later, I wanted to be a priest. I wanted to go to jail where the worst case, the death row inmates, the worst of the worst. I have no hope. I understood hope. I understood the guy on the cross. That was me. That's them. I wanted them to feel that, like St. Paul in jail. You don't feel the walls no more. You have no fear of death. You'll walk in and they'll cut your head off, and you're not even scared of that. You're going with love and grace. I wanted to bring that to them. That was just 2 days later. And then since then, I've been working with the homeless, the worst of the prostitutes. I work with, and I'm bringing them my story because I was one of them, and I was worse than them. And they all cry with me because whenever I share, they feel what anyone who listens to me feels what I'm talking about. And then if you go to Vanya, most homeless people are all wearing rosaries. I've handed out more than 300 rosaries. They don't know how the rosary works, but they believe Virgin Mary, this guy is for real, So they at least want to wear one. I tell them, just wear it. And I'm starting slow with them, and eventually I'm going to teach them the rosary. Just wear it. Wear it and believe that you're protected. As long as you wear that, Satan is so afraid of this little thing, this little rosary. And they all believe me. So they all wear it. It's amazing. So that's what I've been doing the last 4 years. Not the last 4 years. Is I started more this summer with one guy living in a tent. And then it kept growing. And I was making meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and bringing it to them. I'm on ODSP. I don't have much money. I have maybe $600 when I pay my rent. I have 600. All my money goes for the homeless. I own 2 pairs of pants. And I have no clothes. I don't need nothing. I really have. God sent the Virgin Mary to me. People travel the world to go to Fatima or Lourdes or whatever to see where she's appeared. I had Mary in my room on the 5th floor at the General Hospital in Ottawa. She was here for me. I feel her all the time. I go to Mass and I see her kneeling. I feel everything about her.
I will go now, and I will try to set me free. Oh Lord, now set me free.
So imagine a guy like me. Like, I was a bad person. I was not just bad, I was evil. I did evil things, though. I was saved, though. God came and let himself be known to a guy like me. Now I see that my whole life I've been in training for this moment. I have a master's in sinning. I'm a masterful sinner. So I relate to any kind of person that's a sinner, lost, broken, anything. This whole 4 years, I've been learning everything about my faith, the Catholic Church, and I go to Mass, and I'm learning everything about Mass, and I'm French. I had to learn all the prayers in English, and so it goes to show you, like, I felt all it took was that 1 second of feeling the Virgin Mary. So there's hope for anybody. A sinner like me got saved. It's insane. It's unbelievable. Everything I do now and how I feel and what I believe, and there's really hope for anyone. That's what I try to. That's why I go to the homeless. They think they're worth nothing. They have no self-esteem, and here I am hugging them, and it freaks them out. They must be a God, so they're all believed. So there's hope for all. That's why I do what I do. And there's hope for anybody. God is real, you guys. He's really real. I'm the proof of it. I even have medical proof. God is very real, you guys.
Free from all the suffering.
Thank you, Alain, for this beautiful story of your conversion and how touching it is. And I thank you as well for revealing this. It's not an easy thing to go back and revisit. And so I want to bless you as the Lord has blessed you and the Virgin Mary has blessed you for this new life. This is a total miracle. I am blown away, but I know this is what the Lord does. And the Virgin Mary, when she touched you, all the scales fell, and then the healing and the conversion of your heart, your mind, and your soul, and your body even. As I was praying for you, the chapter, like I opened the Bible, and it was Romans 10. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be rescued and experience a new life. And actually, this is really what the Lord is calling you. He has renewed you. He's giving you this chance to be his apostle and to be a disciple. And so I just want to bless you with even more the certainty of his love, of his presence within you, walking with you every day, and especially when you go to the homeless and the poor and the broken, and that you will be strong in your faith and will be able to share this good news, because this is really the good news, and the Lord needs messengers like you. He does need that, and he's going to use everything that has happened so you do the good work. And so I bless you with joy and peace and health within your body in Jesus' name. Amen.
Free from all the suffering, and I'll throw away my pride, and that's the day that I will see. I will see